Today we are going to discuss about the chapter microorganisms, friend and foe. Living organisms are of two kinds, plants and animals. Apart from these two, there are other kind of organisms which we cannot see through our naked eye because they are too small, tiny. They are called microorganisms. Microorganisms or microbes. You see, you keep one bread piece open for 2 days. On the top of the bread, the grey structure, the grey patches are formed. That is microorganisms. The grey patches contains filament-like structures. By using magnifying glass, you can see the small tiny structure formed on those bread. We call that as microorganisms. Microorganisms are classified into major groups, that is bacteria, fungi, protozoa and algae. Microorganisms can be helpful to us, sometimes it is very harmful and cause dangerous diseases to our human beings. Viruses. Viruses is also one of the part, and viruses also microscopic but are different from other microorganisms. It reproduces only inside the cell of host organisms, and viruses can be seen through under electron microscope. So, common elements like flu, cold are caused by virus. The disease caused by virus, the prevention is the only way. Serious diseases like chickenpox, polio also too, caused by the viruses. So many of them are not cured. Prevention is the only point. So virus in outside is just like a dust particle. They are not considered as the living organisms. They are not considered as a living thing. It cannot have any metabolism. Once it entered into the host, its work is very, very few years. Next. This is the structure of virus. Next, bacteria. Bacteria, they spread through air or water or by another insects and they cause diseases. Bacteria is bigger than viruses. TB and typhoid are very dangerous and this is spread by the bacteria which is bigger than viruses. Next, fungus. Fungi, molds are found on rotten food. Fungi, as we already discussed about that, the moistured bread kept in a warm place we find on certain growth that is mold. Here see, this is mold. These are unicellular and molds are seen in rotten food. Many of the fungus causes skin diseases and skin allergy. Next, protozoan. This is amoeba and paramecium. So amoeba and paramecium are protozoans. Protozoans are the microorganisms. Even they also cause diseases. Malaria and elephantiasis caused by protozoan. Protozoan are much bigger than bacteria. So bacteria are bigger than viruses. Here protozoan are much bigger than bacteria. This is amoeba and this is paramecium. Where do they live? They are omnipresent. Omnipresent means they are everywhere. They live in water, air and other organisms. Plants and animals carry microorganisms. Even us. In our gut area, millions of microorganisms are there. Microorganisms live in all climates. Celsius also some. In all degrees Celsius, even also some microorganisms are existing. Even in minus degree also, microorganisms are existing. Even in high cold and high hot and extremely salty conditions also, they are able to live. So they are omnipresent too. Somehow the fungi are live in colony. An amoeba is an individual organism. They do not live in colony. Next, microorganisms and us. Diseases like typhoid, HIV and AIDS, chickenpox, polio, cholera, etc., especially infectious diseases caused by microorganisms. The diseases not be cured, it leads to death. On the other side, they help us a lot. They take part in our daily requirement too. So microorganisms, they are harmful and some of them are friendly. Okay, infectious diseases caused by these microorganisms, if it is not to be cured, it leads to death. Okay, so in daily life, making curd with the help of these bacteria. Okay, if the curd is taken as buttermilk and we take curd as with our rice, with our lunch, we take curd. It is covered to 4 to 5 hours, then milk is turned into curd. In this way, the microorganisms helps to change the milk. The next day, the milk turns to curd. Here, the microorganisms plays a role. In next example, for example, you take idli or dosa batter. Yeast plays a vital role. Yeast turns our batter little salty. Add a little salt, it makes the batter puff. You see the air bubbles on the top of the batter. It's made of yeast. So, in your daily life, microorganisms all play a vital role. They are friendly to us on the other side. For example, animal is died, they buried in the soil. After a few days, what happened? Their dead bodies mix up with the soil. How? Microorganisms did this. It helps the body to fix up the soil. Okay? Next. Commercial use of microorganisms. Production of alcohol. Alcohol in beverages. It is used in whiskey, brandy, which can consumed by people has good commercial value now. And wine. And in vinegar, they are produced with the help of microorganisms. In Chinese cuisine also vinegar is mostly used. Yeast is helpful in producing alcohol and vinegar. Yeast is added to natural sugars, barley, crushed fruit juice. Yeast acts as simple sugars and turns to alcohol. And what is fermentation? So the process of conversion of sugar into alcohol is fermentation. Next. Medicinal use of microorganisms. Antibiotics is the medicine which are sourced from the microorganisms. Whenever you fall ill, you go to doctor and they will give antibiotic tablets, injection or capsules like penicillin. The source of these medicines, microorganisms only. These medicines kill the disease-causing microorganisms. Such medicines called antibiotics. You know, the great Alexander Fleming, he found a fungus called Penicillium notatum, which is killing diseases causing bacteria. And then he extracted penicillin. Wonderful antibiotic. It's used in World War II. It saved many people's lives. There are so many antibiotics like streptomycin, erythromycin, tetracycline. Next. One hand it is used as antibiotic and another use is vaccination. The other main use of microorganisms is vaccination. Certain diseases caused by the virus cannot be cured by the medicine. So there is an alternate method which is found by Edward Jenner is the process of vaccination. Vaccination helps in preventions. For example, polio. There are no medicine to be permanently cured. In such cases, diseases can be prevented by vaccinations. So from newborn, maybe from day one, they have vaccinations, you know. When the disease-carrying microbes enter into our body, the body produces antibody to fight the invader. So that's the process of vaccination in our body. Soil fertility. Soil fertility is increased by certain microorganisms, that is blue-green algae. Nitrogen-fixing bacteria. Soil contains good amount of nitrogen compound that soil is fertile. Air contains 78% of nitrogen. Plants cannot absorb directly. Plants get nitrogen salts from the soil. The soil contains some bacteria, that is cyanobacteria, which fixes atmospheric nitrogen to the soil. Another hand is lightning process also there. It's physical method, but it's limited. It's a rare process. Bacteria done a good job to convert nitrogen in the air to nitrogen compounds, and this way bacteria increase the fertility of soil. Okay, one is lightning, another one is the bacteria done convert nitrogen in the air to nitrogen compounds. Next, clean the environment. One is soil fertility. Another one is decomposition. Bacteria decompose dead and decaying matter. It helps in two ways. Clean the environment and keeps the soil fertile. You often see the dead organic matter in the form of decaying plants and sometimes dead animals from the ground. You find that they disappear after some time. This is because microorganisms decompose dead organic waste of plants and animals, convert into simple substances. The simple substances are again taken by plants and animals. The decomposition, they makes the soil fertile and other clean the environment. Microorganisms, partly they are friend to us, friend to our human beings. On the other side, they are very harmful to human beings. Some microorganisms are very harmful to living beings. Some microorganisms cause diseases on plants, animals and human beings. The diseases causing microorganisms are called pathogens. Pathogens means which causes diseases by the microorganisms, which cause diseases in animals, plants, and the microorganisms, that microorganisms, disease causing microorganisms are called pathogens. Microorganisms can spoil food, leather and clothing also. Next, disease causing microorganisms. So already we discussed that microorganisms are omnipresent. They are light everywhere and they are easily carried from one place to another place. Okay, next, some diseases. So for example, the river should be polluted by some human beings. The microorganisms enter into the river. When we drink that water, that impurified water, that microbes enter in our body. If we take that water, microbes enter into our body. The disease spread by that called communicable diseases. Microbial diseases transfer from infected person to a healthy person through air, water, food or by physical contact are called communicable diseases. You see, somebody has got cold. So when nasal fluid coming out of nose, they clean up with their fingers without any gloves. Simple. They clean with their fingers. They stick, that fluid stick into their fingers. After, the virus also stick into their fingers. In fact, they simply shake their hand to other persons. Virus in their fingers of that person stick to other person. If that person wipe your face with that finger or eat food with that finger, the virus simply enter into their body. It's a process for direct contact or called communicable diseases. Okay? Microbial diseases travel through air, water, food and physical contact also. Example for that communicable diseases are TB, tuberculosis, chickenpox, cold, normal cold and cholera. Next, housefly, mosquito. Insects also create diseases. Mosquito and housefly causing diseases, causing organisms from source to healthy body persons. In fact, houseflies, you see houseflies in our surroundings, in home, etc. Houseflies, they sit on waste food and waste items and human excretion, so decaying matter, so that microorganisms stick on the legs of houseflies. And then the houseflies sit on the food that is uncovered. The food should be covered. It's very, very important. So the housefly sits on the food that is uncovered. If you eat that food, virus simply directly enter into the body. They causes diseases. Okay, they causes diseases like dysentery, diarrhea. Okay. Next, simply mosquito carry germs from malaria infected person to healthy person. Okay. Here see, female Anopheles malaria causes malaria and female Aedes mosquito causes dengue. They act as carrier here. Okay, mosquito or disease causing microbes, they act as carriers here. Mosquito breeding into large numbers. We have mosquito propellant, mosquito repellent. We have today, in our home, we are all having the mosquito repellents and all. But the mosquito breeding into large numbers, that certain wrong practices followed by humans. Mosquito generally breed in stagnant water. Do not take stagnant water. We clean our surroundings. In stagnant water, mosquito breeding is more. No stagnant water means mosquito breed will be less. Okay? Generally, we should clean our surroundings. And it's a work to clean our surroundings. Okay? Next. Diseases. Tuberculosis is caused by bacteria and the mode of transmission is air. What is the preventive measure? Keep the patient in isolation. If the person who is suffering with TB, they should have a personal kerchief and a personal towel with them. So keep their TB patients' belongings, their personal belongings of the patients away from those of other vaccinations to be given at the suitable age. Polio is caused by, virus is already studied, it's caused by air, water. And measles is caused by virus and its mode of transmission is here. Chickenpox, it's always famous in summer season. It's caused by virus, it's caused by the mode of transmission is here and direct physical contact. Next, cholera and typhoid. It's those diseases caused by bacteria, and cholera is the mode of transmission is water, food, and typhoid is by the water. Preventing measure for cholera and typhoid persons is maintain personal hygiene and good sanitary habits. Eat properly cooking food and drink boiled water and vaccination. Next, hepatitis A is caused by virus. The mode of transmission is water. Drink boiling water, drinking water, and vaccination is must. Malaria is caused by protozoans and mode of transmission is mosquito. Mosquito is a carrier here. Preventive measures: use net, mosquito repellent, control the breeding of mosquito. Already we discussed about that. Clean your surroundings. Okay? By not allowing, don't allow the water, wastewater. Collect that. To collect in their surroundings. Okay? Clean your surroundings is very, very must here. Next. In plants also, the disease is caused by microorganisms. See, the citrus canker is caused by bacteria. The mode of transmission is here. And rest of wheat, the microorganisms, the fungi is caused, rest of wheat in plants. Its mode of transmission is here as well as seeds. Yellow vein mosaic of bindi. Bindi means lady's finger. Is caused by virus. The mode of transmission here is insects. Next. Now let us see the another topic is food poisoning. Microorganisms are feed to uncovered food, cooked food, which causes illness in our human beings. Food is contaminated by microorganisms. It causes severe illness in our human beings. Food poisoning is due to consumption of food spoiled by microorganisms grow in our food, sometimes produce toxic substances. These causes poisoning and create illness in our body. It is very important that we preserve food to prevent it from spoiled. Sometimes it may cause death also. So, The person which feels stomach pain, nervousness and vomiting sometimes is cause death. It's to be the person to be treated very quickly or it will end up in death. Next, food preservation. Methods are the chemical method, common salt, vinegar, oil, sugar, storage and packing, heat and cold. Let us discuss about chemical method. Salt or edible oils are common methods or generally used to check the growth of microorganisms. Therefore, they are called preservatives. Okay, certain applications are the salt is used to preserve different items. Sodium benzoate and some sodium metabisulfate are commonly used preservatives here. Sodium benzoate and sodium beta-sulfite are commonly used preservatives here. They are used in jams to check the spoilages. If the jam is ready to eat or not, it is checked by these chemical methods. Next, common salt. Common salt. Salt is used to preserve different items. In pickle, you see, salt is used to preserve different items. In fish, in supermarket, you see, in fish, prawn, in mango also, some salt is applied on the top of them. So, to avoid that spoilages. Okay, common salt is very, very special here. Next, sugar syrup also prevent the growth of microorganisms. Oil and vinegars is used in pickles. You see, some pickles are filled with, on the top of the pickle, are filled with the oil. So that oil, what is the oil doing means it does not allow the microorganisms inside. Next, general vinegar. You see, vinegar is added to ginger garlic paste to avoid the spoilage of that. Heat and cold treatment. Boiled milk before consumed, as you already know. Refrigerate the milk. It inhibits the growth of microbes. What is pasteurization? Heat the milk to 70 degrees Celsius in 15 to 20 seconds and then suddenly chilled and stored. By doing this, it prevents the growth of microbes. This method is invented by Louis Pasteur. This process is called pasteurization. Okay? Heat the milk at 70 degrees Celsius in 15 to 20 seconds and then suddenly chilled and stored. This process is called pasteurization and it's invented by Louis Pasteur. Next, storage and packing. Dry fruits in supermarket, dry fruits or even vegetables also sealed in a airtight packet and sold. This method is helpful to prevent from microbes. Next, nitrogen fixation. Rhizobium is a bacteria involved in nitrogen fixation of leguminous plants. Let me say about nitrogen cycle. The goal of microorganisms in nitrogen cycle is very important and in plants too. Plants need to make the proteins. Plants for their growth, need to make their proteins. They need nitrogen substance present in the soil. Crops are growing. The nitrogen compounds are used by the plants. How they recharge, how they replenish, how the nitrogen compounds are added to the soil again and again. This does all happen in this cycle. It is in the two ways. It's done in the two ways. One is lightning, another one is the nitrogen fixing bacteria, blue-green algae. It fixes the atmosphere contains 78% of nitrogen. That fixing the bacteria in turn fix the nitrogen into nitrogen compounds. And the nitrogen compounds is converted into nitrogen substance that is taken by the plants. Okay. The plants are taken by the animals. After utilizing the energy, they excrete the waste. The excretion contains nitrogen. Nitrogen is waste by excretion and death. So, the nitrogen present in the excretion decomposed by animals and convert nitrogen gas by denitrifying bacteria. Here also blue-green algae plays a main role and here denitrifying bacteria plays a main role. Both place microorganisms play a main role. The denitrifying bacteria again receives nitrogen gas into atmosphere. Okay. This is the nitrogen cycle. Okay. Then in second way, this is lightning. This is lightning. Certain in lightning, lightning and thunder. Certain atmospheric nitrogen fixes the nitrogen into soil during lightning, but it is very rare. So the powerful method is this only. Okay. Bacteria. Method only, the powerful one compared to lightning. Lightning method is very rare. One more questions. Microorganisms, friend and foe. Microorganisms can be seen with the help of a microscope. Blue-green algae fix nitrogen directly from air and enhance soil fertility. Air has 78% of nitrogen. Blue-green algae only helps to fix the nitrogen and enhance soil fertility. Alcohol is produced with the help of yeast. Cholera is caused by Vibrio cholerae. Carrier of malaria causing protozoan. Which mosquito? Anopheles. Female mosquito causing malaria. The process of conversion of sugar into alcohol is called fermentation. The most common carrier of communicable diseases is housefly. Mode of transmission for tuberculosis, TB, is air. Some microorganisms are harmful in many ways. Some microorganisms can cause diseases in human beings. Such microorganisms are called pathogens. Simply, disease-causing microorganisms are called pathogens. Mode of transmission for hepatitis A is water. Protozoans causes serious diseases like dysentery, malaria. Bacteria causing cholera. Rhizobium fixing nitrogen. Lactobacillus is used for bacteria causing cholera. Rhizobium helps in fixing nitrogen to the soil and enhance soil fertility. Lactobacillus, this is the bacteria helpful in setting the curd. Yeast. Yeast is used in baking of bread. A protozoan. This protozoan causing malaria. Virus. Virus causing AIDS. Autoimmune deficiency syndrome. Thank you. If you like this video, please subscribe, like and share as much as you can.